So hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you a tool that I use for personal productivity, personal effectiveness. I believe it's a tool that enhances my creative thinking, my ability to think visually, my ability to grasp concepts, ideas, my ability to brainstorm and come up with creative solutions and creative ideas. I use it in almost everything I do. I use it to take meeting notes. I use it to brainstorm. I do a lot of brainstorming with it. I use it to plan and organize myself, my life, my thoughts, my week. I use it to develop schedules and basically work plans or areas of focus or things I need to focus on, for the nearest future or something I need to work on. You could use it to plan a trip. You could use it to plan a project. You could use it to plan a documentary and so on. So I'm going to show you, a little bit about the fantastic tool called XMind, which is a mind mapping software. Join me. XMind is a popular mind mapping and brainstorming software that helps individuals and teams organize their thoughts, ideas, and information visually. I have been using this for many years since I first discovered mind mapping, and I found out that mind mapping is a fantastic tool. You can use it for different purposes, including project planning, note taking. I used it a lot for note taking during meetings and knowledge management, trying to put information all together, problem solving, brainstorming, creative brainstorming. In fact, that's one of the other things that I used it for quite a lot. This is the website. They have versions that you can use on Android and iOS and Mac and desktop, because I know I've installed it on almost all my devices before. As you can see here, just like I said, there's Mac OS, Windows, Web, Linux, iOS, and iPad OS, and Android. So I'll show you what it looks like on my phone. I'll show you what it looks like on my iPad. And as you can see from the website, they have like 17 years history, which is quite considerable. They are very well recognized on the App Store. They've had over 100 million downloads and they've won some awards. Like I said, mind mapping allows users to create mind maps. So sort of what's going on here, you can see on the screen. You start with a central topic or idea and you branch out into subtopics or related ideas. And then the good thing about it is that you can customize the appearance of your mind map by changing the colors, the fonts, the styles, so on and so forth. So yeah, it's really, really fantastic. I'll talk very briefly about how I started using XMind. I think it was sometime around the time when I finished my housemanship or my internship as a medical doctor. I was, just trying to organize my life and trying to be very organized about my thoughts and my ideas for myself and my career. And I started watching some videos on, personal productivity and effectiveness, and I think I stumbled across Mind Manager. That was the first app. And so I started using Mind Manager. I downloaded a version of Mind Manager and close this curtain. I downloaded a version of Mind Manager, and yeah, Mind Manager is an awesome app. They're all mind mapping software. And basically what they do is they just help you think in a different way. Instead of writing lists, the regular lists, numbered lists or bulleted lists down a page, and it's all just words and text. Mind mapping allows you to, place your thoughts in different, in a visual space, that allows you to build relationships and see things more clearly. So, basically you have an idea and then so even categorizing things. So even if it was lists you are creating, like if you had maybe at the center of the map shopping list, and then you go and say the first arm is groceries, the second arm is maybe toiletries, the other part is maybe something for your car or something. So you can create those categories and then use them and then just keep on expanding the map. So I discovered it then, and I used it to help me to plan very well. And yeah, so thereafter, I tried different other softwares, and then I stumbled across XMind some years later. But I already started using Mind Manager. And another thing about Mind Manager was that at that time, they started, this feature where you could export your mind maps into other formats. So you can export your list into Word, into a Word document, into PowerPoint. So it was fantastic, because then I was working in an organization where you wanted to quickly convert your notes into something that is easily shareable, and the most common platform people used to share documents then was Microsoft Word. So I would use this mind map to take meeting notes, and then organize it all and then export it as a Word document or as a PowerPoint. So it was really fantastic. And then Mind Manager also had like a Gantt chart feature, so you can use it to actually plan projects, time and assign tasks and deadlines and so on. So it's, Mind Manager was really fantastic. I've used it over the years for several things. I've used it for meeting notes. I've used it for all kinds of meeting notes, like even if it's formal and informal. I've used it during calls to take down notes. I've used it when brainstorming and planning to shoot a documentary. Okay, so this is a documentary. What do I need to do? The pre-production phase, the production phase, and the post-production phase, and what happens afterwards. You can split it all up. So I'm going to show you a few samples, or I'm going to work together in a mind map so that you can see how I use it. Let me show you an example of how I use it for planning. Let's say I want to plan a documentary. All right, so you can have the pre-production phase, then the production phase, and then post-production phase, and then maybe you can have miscellaneous. Forgotten how to spell miscellaneous. All right, so the good thing about it is that you can even change the structure of the mind map. So you can leave it like this, or you can turn it into a logic chart where everything is facing one side. And let me show you the other ways you can arrange it. So you can even use it to develop something like this. So this is the structure you use when you're developing an organizational chart. So I also use this to create organizational charts. You can use a tree chart format. You can turn it left or right or balanced. There are so many things you can do with this. And the beautiful thing about this is that you can export it into the Word document. So when you come to the export function here, you can export it into Word, PowerPoint, Excel. You can export it as a PNG or as an SVG, so you can use it in other design software. You can export it as a PDF and share. It's really an amazing app. So this is it. So under the production phase, you can talk about maybe HR, equipment, logistics, and then for the production phase, let's change the format of this. Let's change it back to something that is more visually easy to see. So then the production phase, you can talk about the actual interviews, you can talk about B-roll, and then for the post-production phase, you can talk about editing, backing up your files, you can talk about sharing, and then miscellaneous, you can talk about maybe writing the report. Then look at how we can even change the style, the visual styles. You can change the background color, maybe to black. Basically it's just an exciting and more engaging way to get your brain involved in what you're doing rather than just writing boring lists. It becomes an exercise, a creative exercise. You're brainstorming, you're exercising your creativity. These things help the information that you are working on or working with, helps you to recall things and be more organized when you're planning. And I think it has really helped me in terms of the way I even think about things. Here you can even add icons, you can add a label, you can add a sticker. Let's add a sticker, for instance. I can put this there. Under the production phase, let's look for something like a video. So looking for under technology, I can look for an icon that suggests a video, right? So in the post-production phase, if I look for a computer to denote editing, all right? So look at how everything is just turning out visually. So you can imagine all the many things that you can do with this. So as you can see from my screen, I've divided my week into general areas of interest or general areas of focus. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 areas of focus for this weekend. First of all, I just recently passed my driving test and I'm supposed to call someone to help me prepare for the practical. Ifunaya is a friend who has just finished hers, and I'm also supposed to send some information to DVLA. And the way I created this was very simple. So let's say we want to create another category. Let's call this other category learning or education. So on XMind, you can create a new branch very easily by pressing enter. When you click on any particular entry, once you click enter, it creates an arm. So here's a new one. And the good thing is that you can shift it to anywhere you want it to be. So I've shifted it down here and I'm going to call it learning. Under learning, I'm thinking about what are the things I want to learn this weekend. I could learn how to create reels using CapCut, and so that's basically it. So I'm going to close this video by just telling you some of what I believe are the benefits of mind mapping. In case you've never tried mind mapping before, or you're hearing about it for the first time, or you're looking for a way to just basically improve yourself, enhance your creativity, your ability to think creatively, and to remember the things that you think about, to organize your thoughts. I'm just going to tell you some of the benefits of mind mapping. First of all, mind mapping has been shown to enhance your creativity. So it helps you to be more creative because it allows you to make non-linear connections between ideas, and then you can see these things visually. It improves your memory because I find that when I use mind maps to think, the picture becomes clearer in my mind and I'm able to remember parts of the plan or things like that. So it helps me to remember details better. It helps me to be better organized. I'm more organized in terms of how I plan things and how I approach problems and so on. It's an effective learning tool. Trust me, I've used mind maps when learning new things. So like when I started a new position in my former job, I had to really read around all the things that the new job entailed or the new position entailed. So you can use it as a note-taking app when you're reading a book, a textbook, or studying a particular subject, something you never studied before, you want to be able to grasp it. You can use mind map because it helps you to create relationships between the different concepts of things you're learning. So if, for instance, you're learning how to be an event planner and there are different aspects of event planning, using a mind map helps you to visually see how everything is connected and therefore helps you to be better at learning. Mind mapping also helps you to be better at problem solving for the same reasons. It improves your communication, it improves your time management because it helps you to prioritize tasks and goals. I also find that for me, using a mind map helps me to diffuse or reduce stress. So when I'm anxious or stressed up about a particular thing that is coming, maybe a particular project, maybe I'm moving house, or I'm supposed to travel out to another country to do some work, and I'm a bit nervous or anxious or stressed up about this new thing that is coming. I find that when I use mind maps, it helps me to relax because I can now organize all my thoughts and ideas about it and just be able to see how to make everything work together better. Mind maps help you in self-reflection. So sometimes I just use it to think about personal things in my life, maybe problems I'm facing or thoughts I'm having around my family or things, it just helps me to plan. So I can use it, for instance, to do a mind map about my family and just put everybody on different parts of the map and think about their needs, what they need, how I relate to them and how I respond to them and the challenges they're facing and so on. And then for me, again, one of the greatest things is that it's just a more visually appealing way to plan, to write, to take notes, and to do so many things. And then going back to the point of increasing productivity, I find that when I use it to take meeting notes or to write reports, I can export it into Word. It makes it so much faster than just going back into Word and typing again, or even creating a presentation, right? I've used it to create a presentation because you can export it into PowerPoint. So when I use the mind map to itemize my thoughts or the different sections or the outline of the presentation I want to do, and I flesh it all out, when I export it into PowerPoint, it's already right there in PowerPoint. So it's easy to just begin to, optimize it and edit and so on. So those are the benefits. I hope this video was helpful. I hope that you've learned something, and in the comments let me know if you've ever used a mind map and if you've ever come across it and how it has helped you to do one thing or the other. And also let me know if you'd like me to share more of these kind of videos. I think I'm going to be doing a series on the tools, both the software tools and the hardware tools that I use in my daily work and my daily hustle, and how those things help me to be a better person, to be a more productive and more efficient person. So please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.